Hello everyone, welcome to Chirag's SQL Server debate tutorial. In this video, we are going to learn how to configure and install for the buffer pool extension in SQL Server 2022 on Windows Server 2025, and complete working example will be there, and this will just speed up the reads from the buffer pool extension. So SQL Server 2022 buffer pool extension BP complete working example will be there, and we are going through the step by step process. So first step we'll go through the environment preparation. So we need the SQL Server 2022 should be installed in our Windows Server 2025, or any Windows Server you can install to SQL Server 2022, and other SQL Server version also you can use. Okay, so if support the SQL version, then you can use that. So first step is that we will go through the environment preparation. So let me open the my Windows Server. So my Windows Server is running with the VMware workstation. You can able to see this one. There is a Windows Server 2022 Data Center Evolution Edition I am using for the testing purpose. So let me access that server. So this is and username and password it will ask you. So I'm doing with the Windows Server 2025. You can able to see that. Let me close this one. SQL Server Management Studio. Configuration Manager also I'm opening. Later on we'll work with that. So opening the SQL Server Management Studio. So environment preparation, check if the folder exists, has the proper permission. So create the folder C drive, MSSQL and BP. If you have another drive, D drive or E drive, just create with this. I have only C drive, so I'm creating on this. So MSSQL and BP buffer pool extension folder I'm going to create. So go there, C drive, right click on that folder, MS SQL. Inside that, go a new buffer pool extension BP folder. Okay. Now step 2, verify the SQL Server version and current configuration. So run this command. I'll give you the command in my blog. So let me open the my SQL Server first. So go for the SQL Server authentication. While installing, I have given the password admin@123. I'm using the same password, and SQL Server Management Studio I'm using 21. Click on the server certificate, then click on connect. So my database is connected. Now go to the new query. So these are the simple query. So select version as the version string. So I'm selecting this one and enabling the show advanced option. So initially it will be 0. I'm just going through the 1, and after whenever you changing any configuration, then you have to run the reconfigure. Okay, and here we are checking the max server memory, min server memory, and check the current buffer pool status. So this is disabled initially. So I'm running all the code. So here we are using the SQL Server 2022, and you can check the version, and I'm just working with the Microsoft Corporation Enterprise Evolution version, and max server memory 128, min 128, max this. Min server memory in MB 0, and this is the maximum, and configuration this, and buffer pool extension will be static 0, means not enable. Okay, so done this part. Now create test database and large table. So I have a query. Copy this one. So go from the top. So use master. So first already in master. If you are not, then go there. If DB ID BPE underscore test. This is the database name is not null. Then begin with the BPE test. Set single user with the rollback immediate and drop database BPE test. If database is exist, then you can run this one. Now next create database BPE test on primary. So this is the name of the database. This is the name of the log file. This is the path. I'm just creating the file. So create one data folder. Go to the BP in MS SQL. Here create the data. Go inside the data. Now it automatically creates the BP underscore test.md8 metadata file and LDF log data file. And I'm giving the initial size 10 GB, auto growth 1 GB, okay, file growth automatic 1 GB, and this is size I'm giving 2 GB for the log file, auto growth 500 MB. Then use the BP test. We are using now we are going to create one table. Table name is last test table. Okay, there is a identity. This is the primary key and data column 1 char 4000, data column 2 character 4000, and create date time order default, and random value in insert abs checksum percentage. So it will create the table. Now insert into review last data table default values and go to the 5000. Adjust this number based on your server RAM. Okay, we are creating approx 2 GB of data. Okay, so and go to the next, verify the table. This is the command, and we are creating the non-cluster index. Two index is there. There is a last table data random value, and this is index for the random value, and this is created date. So here is the random value and created date. So we are going to run this one, and we don't have the table. This BP test. Okay, so run this one. Okay, start running. See here query is executing. So it will take some time. I'm waiting for the complete. Okay, let it complete. Meanwhile, we'll discuss about that. So first question in my mind, what is the buffer pool extension? This is called BP. So this a buffer pool is a part of the SQL Server memory where the data pages from the database files are cached and read from the disk. So this is the data we'll be reading from the disk, and we are keeping that data in the buffer pool cache. So whenever the query will run, query will fire. So SQL Server will check the buffer pool first. So whatever the we're creating the buffer pool file, so it will just check the buffer pool first. That is called the logical read, because physically we are not reading from the disk, we are reading from the buffer pool extension. Okay. Then, and if page is not found, if data, whatever the query we are running, we are not able to get that file on the buffer pool extension, buffer pool file first, then it will just fetch the data from the disk. That is called the physical read. So we'll just check and compare the logical read and physical read will be the difference after the enabling the buffer pool extension. Okay. So let me check this is created or not. No, it not completed. Waiting, we are waiting for some time. So one more thing, buffer pool extension we are using from the means introduced in the SQL Server on 2024 version standard and enterprise only. So before that we are not using the BPE. So let it complete. So next is the step 4. Here we will set up the limited memory for the testing. So what we'll do, we our memory is 10 gig approx. So here we'll just set up the server memory to the low value to the force BP usage. So adjust the based on the your server total RAM, set the 25% of the RAM. So approx yeah, 2 GB we are going to use here. So the command is execute sp configure max server memory in MB 2048. Yep, that is the 2 GB. And when you are running the sp configuration, you have to just reconfigure that. So we are running the reconfigure and go. Then we will verify the whatever the memory we have assigned. So this should give you the 2 GB. So baseline test without BP. Let, let me check. Not completed. So data is inserted into database. This is a database and this is a table. Okay. This type of data is inserted. This is for the testing purpose. And this many length. Okay. So there is a insertion is there, not completed. Okay, 6 minutes is already completed. It will complete, then we will go to the further. Okay. 8 minutes to go. Means 8 minutes is completed. So we have database is created and data is also inserting. So this is in process. We are inserting the 5 lakhs record approx. Still we're waiting to complete. Still the data is inserting to the table. This is the last test table. Still data is inserting. So next will be this. Okay, completed. Now let me check the space. So this one also completed. We have a 20 GB approx. Okay. So go inside the BP folder. We don't have any ID now. So index is also created and we are getting this much data. So you can able to see here data is inserted for all. Okay. So batch completion time is this many times this run and this took this many time. Okay. So now, so here we'll just limit the memory, adjust the memory for the max memory is 2 GB. So there is a 2 GB and I'll check this one. So run this. Very good. Okay. So 2 GB configuration is 2 GB. Now baseline test. So without BPE, we'll just check this one. I'll just discuss about this. Let me copy this. So remove this one for now. So here we'll just check the ensure the BP is disable. So uh, buffer pool extension will be disable. So check this one. So we are getting error. So means that we are already attempt the full extension when the buffer pool extension disable is not allowed. Okay. Already disable. So disable is not allowed. Waiting for 5 seconds to complete this one. Then we'll clear the buffer and procedure cache. So checkpoint will just create the drop. There is a clean buffer and BCC, DBCC, database console command. This is a free pro cache. Okay, so run this one. Okay, this one completed. Now run the query and measure the performance. So set statics is on and time is on. And there we'll run the query. So select count of star is equal to total rows. Then we'll just random value. So average random value, create date, and create date as the latest date, and from the table, and 100 to 900, and statics to off. Okay, and time is off. Now after doing this one, okay, let me complete this up to this. So execute, done. Let me delete this command. We don't want for now. Now record baseline performance metric. Okay, so I'm running this one. So this one, page reads per second. This is the amount page life expectancy, and this is inserted. Okay, so this one is also completed. Now enable the buffer pool caching. So copy this. So here, alter server configuration, set buffer pool extension on file. So this is the path we have created one folder. There is a BPE folder under the MSSQL BPE. So BPE cache we have given name and given the 8 GB, adjust the size as needed. And then we'll check the BPE configuration in which file, in which means location this is created. So these two were running in the same. So this is the file. This is the file. Go to that. You can click there. This 8 GB file is created. In bottom you can able to check because we have given the 8 gig. And this is the description, and current file size is 8 gig. Now go to the next. So restart the SQL Server service for the BPE to take full effect. So go to your SQL Server Configuration Manager, SQL Server Services, and there is a SQL Server main service is this MS SQL Server. So right click on that, restart. So first stopping services. So stopping services. Now the services is started. Just refresh and check. Service is running. Okay. So close this one. So we have done this. Now test with the buffer pool extension. Run this command. So same command will just verify the buffer key buffer pool extension is enabled or not. Just run this one. This is enable active state. Next, same we are just buffer to clear buffer to force reading from the disk. Okay, not from the buffer cache. So for that we have to drop the clean buffers and free pro cache. Then wait for the 10 second. Then we are run the same query with the BP enable. So same query is there, random value, earliest date and last date, another value. no need of this. So now here we'll just select the data. So run this one. Okay, completed. So all the things are completed. Now I'm just going to check the monitor the BP usage and effectiveness. So check the BP usage statistics. Here in this command, we are just checking with the this one counter name, counter value, counter this, and there is a what are the pages of BPE versus main buffer pool. So we are reading from this query. These are the simple query, detailed page information. So run this one. So all the things we got here. Now this is the final one. This is the final one where we'll just get the comparison. Okay, run this one. This is our final result. So see carefully. So without VP, the total time is 8560, and with VP this is coming to the 4230, approx 50%. CPU time is 4320 and this is 2850, approx 50, approx you can say. We are reading the logical rates are same but physical rates are change. Okay, physical rates previously we are using the 9000 98, so 98,000, and in with the BP 12,000, means that we are getting the data from the this one cache. Okay, the if you go through the percentage, so there is same. This is a percentage. There is 0%, then 50%. The time is approx. This one elapsed time is approx 50%, and physical read improvement will be the 87%. Okay, so means that there is a 0% without BP, BP, and with BP this is a improvement of the physical reads 87%. Means whatever the data we are getting into cache, this automatically comes to come out as a output. Okay, so this is done. So last step 10 is cleanup and restoration. So if you want to disable the BP, so you can run this command. So disable, if you go to the folder, this is file is removed. And if you check the size, there is a 20 GB, 20 GB will be back. And if you want to reconfigure the original memory setting, that will be the 0 means unlimited. Whatever the usage and all memory, this will become okay, change to 0 means this is the whatever the available memory it will use. And if you want to delete the database also, you can run this command. And manually if you want to delete the file system, then you can delete with the command cell also. Delete with this will be the file. So our expected result is near about same this one. Okay, and improvement we got this much. Okay. So key points of the BP. So you have the limited RAM but fast SSD available. Workload on the real intensive. Data size significant exceeded available RAM. Then BP limitations only catchy clean pages, no dirty pages. Okay. Not a replacement for the sufficient RAM. Require fast SSD storage, NVMe recommended. And best practice monitor BP hits rate regularly. Use BP as a temporary solution, not the permanent fix. Consider adding more RAM if the BP uses the consistently high. So this is a complete example provide the working implementation of buffer pool extension with the proper testing methodology and performance comparison. For any doubts and query, please write on the YouTube video comment section. Follow the process shown in the video. Please subscribe and like for the more videos. Don't forget to follow, like, share and comment. Hope this will help. And this video we have learned the speed up reads with the buffer pool extension VP in SQL Server 2022 on Windows Server 2025 complete working example. So this is working fine. So hope this will help. Thank you for watching.